Hi guys, welcome back to Love English. Now, today, I think it's quite a useful lesson for you guys, as many students ask us for help with this, how to improve your listening. Now, we are, thank you Sabrah, we are actually university teachers. We teach at a university college.
That's right, yeah.
So we teach, what do we teach?
Academic English, and we prepare students to go to university in the UK. Now, obviously, listening is such an important skill for them as they will be studying in English, so they need to listen to lectures and seminars and instructions from tutors and things like that. So we've got lots of tips, but because of our experience, we've compiled our top 10 listening tips to help you improve your listening.
Now, if you just choose at least 5 of these to try and implement over the next few weeks, we guarantee that your listening will improve.
Right, number 1. Now, this is a very obvious one, but it's worth saying. Listen to English as much as possible. Immerse yourself in listening to English. Have the radio on in the background in English, the TV on, the BBC News channel, for example, or TV shows, just your favourite TV shows. Have them on in the background. Obviously, try to watch a TV show in English that you enjoy once a day, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if you just dedicate a half an hour a day to watching or listening to something you enjoy, even songs are a great way to improve your listening.
Definitely. But what's good about TV shows is that you can have the subtitles up in your own language if it's difficult for you to follow in English completely. Or if you're a bit more confident, you can have them up in English. And this is a great way to improve your
reading skills and also vocabulary.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's number 1, guys. Listen as much as possible. Never turn off the radio. Keep it on in English.
Now, number 2. One thing that we like to use a lot are TED Talks. Have you heard of TED Talks?
We love TED.
We do. Okay, these are kind of lectures that have been filmed on various subjects, can be very informative as well. They also have subtitles below, so you can have subtitles in your own language and in English. They are quite long, some of them, 10, 20, 30 minutes, so it's focusing and concentrating on English for a longer period of time. And they're great if you are planning on going to university because they are academic and lecture style. Also, the speakers are from all around the world, so you'll get used to different accents if you watch different TED Talks. Sometimes they'll be from America, sometimes they'll be from India, South Africa. So it's really good to get used to all those different accents. Yeah, you're not only going to listen to your teacher speaking clearly at the front of the class.
You'll get more clever, guys. You'll learn about lots of new and interesting subjects.
That's why we love them so much.
Tip number 3. Now, sometimes when you're listening to a TV show or when you're listening to the radio, maybe you don't understand what they've said. If you don't understand, and if you can do this, stop and go back and try and understand what they've actually said. Don't just think, oh, I didn't get that, never mind. Use this as an opportunity to really learn, really improve your listening and try to understand what you missed. Yeah. So go back, re-listen and try to make the most of that.
You can also do that when you are having a conversation with another person. Ask them politely, sorry, would you mind repeating yourself? Most of the time, nobody's going to mind explaining what they just said or saying it again.
Yes, exactly. And don't just listen to things that are slow. I think with a lot of English learners, they want to listen to slow things because they feel more comfortable with that. However, if you're always listening to things that are slow, you're never going to get used to natural English.
Don't be afraid to listen to people speaking fast.
And that some of it you won't understand. Yeah, that's just part of building up your listening, is not being able to understand at the beginning some of it, but slowly you'll understand more and more.
Now, I'm sure there's many of you that are maybe preparing for IELTS, CAE, FCE, or as our students are going to university soon. Now, since we've been teaching, we both taught for quite a few years now, despite our youthful looks. There's been a wealth of materials that have been developed online for you. So there's plenty of IELTS listening practice, CAE listening practice, with answers as well. So
for free.
Yeah, exactly. We will put some links below for you to have a look at and to practice a little bit later after this lesson.
Even if you're not doing IELTS, just do a little listening test, see how good your listening is. it's worth testing yourself.
Yeah.
It's worth knowing, what your score would be.
And answering questions, that's how you know.
Definitely.
Understood.
Okay, number 5. We're getting there. We're halfway. So, very important is to talk to native speakers. If you're always talking to people from your own country in English, you'll never get used to natural English pronunciation.
Yeah.
So if you can, try to make friends with a native speaker and talk to them. Yep, talk to them as much as possible, even if you annoy them. Be like, do you know what, can I buy you a coffee? Or can I buy you a beer? And practice my speaking with you, practice my listening with you. I'm sure lots of people, especially if you're new in a country, lots of people will be friendly and will do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't just hang out with people from your own country. For example, if you're studying in Australia or studying in the UK or in an English-speaking country, don't just stay with people from your country like all Chinese people or all Russians. You're never going to get used to natural English and improve your listening that way. Go and make friends with native speakers.
Yeah, go out of your comfort zone. Right, number 6. Now, annoyingly, there are some words in English that are pronounced quite differently. So, for example, in the south, where we come from, we would say bath. But in the north,
bath. I'll have a bath.
So these words, same meaning, different pronunciation.
Very different.
American and British English are, of course, good examples of that. Can't. Okay. Quite a difference there. So pay attention when you are watching films from different parts of the world. Australian, New Zealand, they all have a slightly different pronunciation of some words.
You can also watch our accents video, everybody, which we did before, where we introduced you to a wide range of accents. Very important to listen to as wide a range of accents as possible, so that then when you listen to something, you're not like, oh, what's this? My listening's bad. It might just be that you don't know that accent.
There we go.
Right, everybody. Have you ever heard these two words together? Would have. What does it sound like? Pushed together, it becomes would have. Now, this is called a contraction. And these are quite difficult when we're listening to English, because you might be thinking, I want to hear would have. But you won't hear would have in natural English.
No.
You'll hear would have. Just like with I and will and you and will and all of the other subjects plus will, they'll become I'll, you'll, we'll. So you need to learn these contractions and the sounds of them and expect them. Don't be waiting to hear I will, because you won't hear that. In natural spoken English, we say I'll.
I think it's important as well, guys, that you actually try and use these when you're speaking. So you'll be improving your listening and your speaking at the same time.
Absolutely. So learn the contractions. That is tip number 7.
Okay, tip number 8. Download some audiobooks. This is a great way for some of you who might enjoy literature in your own language to actually learn some literature from our language.
Harry Potter!
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
I would love that.
Harry Potter.
I should do that. So if you have the audiobook and you're reading it as you are listening, you're not only improving your listening skills, but you would be improving your reading, vocabulary, reading and vocabulary.
Yes, definitely. Listening is a really good way to improve your vocabulary. Okay, tip number 9. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the end. This has been a good listening practice, though.
Yeah.
So don't worry, you've done some hard work already. So pay attention to intonation and stress patterns in English. Stress in English is quite important because it can actually change the meaning of the word.
Yeah.
For example, dessert and desert. Which one do you not want to ask for in a restaurant, Leila?
A desert. You would be asking for the Sahara.
Yeah, very sandy.
I'd rather have a dessert.
I'd rather have a chocolate sundae than a bowl of sand.
Yes.
So be aware of the different stresses on words and how it can change the meaning, because it could be confusing for you when you're listening if you understand the wrong one. Yep, so do learn those stress patterns. And also, English is a language with a very varied intonation.
Yeah.
It's quite up and down. So be aware of that and think about different ways something can be stressed at the end of a sentence. For example, with an imperative, we tend to go down at the end.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Leila, give me an imperative.
Buy me a coffee.
Buy me a coffee. Flat, quite down.
Yeah. Questions as well. Where have you been?
Goes
Where
up.
have you been?
Where have you been?
It goes up and then down.
Where have you been? Yeah. Can you help me with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So be aware of intonation and stress.
Okay, number 10.
We got there.
Finally.
Nearly at the end.
Be patient. It takes time. Don't put pressure on yourself and think that in the next few days I'll improve my listening just like that. It might take weeks, even months, to really feel that you've made that improvement. But as long as you use some of the tips that we have suggested today, you will improve. Everybody learns at a different pace.
Yeah. Put the effort in as well. Make sure every day watching something, listening to something, doing an activity on stress or intonation, putting in the time, of course, will matter a lot.
Okay.
Right, guys. Well, good luck with improving your listening. We hope you found this video useful. Do let us know about the different ways that you've improved your listening. Leave a comment.
Please do. Comment below.
Thank you very much for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.